It was a golden afternoon in early spring. The air smelled like fresh grass and blooming flowers. Birds chirped cheerfully as they fluttered across the clear blue sky. In a quiet neighborhood at the edge of the city, 8-year-old Ayaan was out riding his bicycle. He had just finished his homework and had permission to explore the park nearby for an hour. With his little backpack bouncing on his shoulders and his sneakers kicking up dust, Ayaan rode happily along the familiar dirt path. It was his favorite time of day, when everything seemed calm, and he could imagine he was a great explorer, discovering new lands. As he turned around a bend near the edge of the park, something unusual happened. A faint sound stopped him in his tracks. He pressed the brakes, puzzled. "Is that crying?" he murmured. He stood still for a moment, listening. The sound was faint but steady. A soft, high-pitched cry, not like a cat, not like a bird, but unmistakably human. Ayaan's curiosity got the better of him. He left his bicycle on the path and stepped into the bushes, carefully pushing aside branches and leaves. The crying grew louder. Then, he saw something that made his heart stop. Wrapped in a thin blue blanket, lying in a cardboard box beneath the tree, was a baby. Ayaan froze, staring at the tiny figure. The baby's face was scrunched up, his fists waving weakly in the air. His cheeks were red, and his lips trembled with cold. "Who would leave a baby here?" Ayaan whispered, his voice trembling. He looked around, expecting to see someone running toward them, maybe the baby's mother, but there was no one. Just the trees swaying gently in the breeze, and the distant sounds of a city too far away to hear the crying. Ayaan kneeled down, his small hands shaking as he reached out and gently touched the baby's forehead. It felt cool. He remembered how his mother would bundle up his baby sister during winter, always making sure she was warm. Ayaan quickly took off his jacket and wrapped it around the baby, carefully tucking it under his tiny feet. "I'm going to help you," he whispered, his eyes wide with determination. Ayaan knew he couldn't carry the baby and ride his bike at the same time. So, he made a decision. He picked up the baby in his arms, heavy, but not too heavy, and started walking back the way he came. His legs wobbled with each step, but he didn't stop. When he reached the main road, he saw Mrs. D'Souza, his elderly neighbor, watering her plants just outside her gate. "Mrs. D'Souza," he called out, breathless. "Please, help. I found a baby." The woman turned, alarmed, and dropped her watering can. She rushed over and gasped when she saw the child in Ayaan's arms. "Oh, my lord," she whispered, taking the baby from him gently. "Quick, come inside. We need to call the police and an ambulance."
Within minutes, the quiet street buzzed with activity. Ayaan sat on Mrs. D'Souza's couch, sipping warm milk as paramedics checked the baby. A kind nurse smiled at Ayaan. "You did something very brave," she said softly. "This baby might not have survived if you hadn't found him." Ayaan nodded, but his face remained serious. He was all alone. No one should be alone like that. Soon, the police arrived and began asking questions. Ayaan told them everything he knew, the sound, the box under the tree, the blanket, and how he carried the baby to safety. News spread fast. By the next day, Ayaan's story was on the local news. Headlines read, 8-year-old boy rescues abandoned newborn in park. Cameras flashed outside his school as reporters asked him how he felt. "I just wanted to help," Ayaan said simply. He needed someone. At home, his parents were overwhelmed with pride and emotion. His mother hugged him tightly, tears in her eyes. "You have the kindest heart, Ayaan," she whispered. "We're so proud of you." Social workers began investigating the baby's case. They searched for his parents but found no clues. The baby, named Noah by the hospital staff, remained in care while authorities worked to place him in a safe home. But Noah had already found a place in Ayaan's heart weeks past. Ayaan continued visiting the hospital with his parents, bringing small gifts and reading picture books to baby Noah. The nurses smiled whenever they saw him coming. "It's like he recognizes your voice," one nurse said as Noah giggled during a story. Ayaan's bond with the baby grew stronger each time. Though he was young, he understood that this child had been given a second chance, and that he had been part of it. One day, the social worker called Ayaan's parents. "We've considered several families," she said. "But after seeing the connection between your son and Noah, and your family's interest, we'd like to talk about adoption." Ayaan's heart leapt when he overheard. "Really?" he asked. "He can live with us?" His parents looked at each other. They had talked about it many times, the responsibility, the future, and what it would mean. And they had come to the same decision. "Yes, Ayaan," his father said, smiling. "If everything goes well, Noah will be your little brother, for real." Tears welled up in Ayaan's eyes. He ran to his room and pulled out the small teddy bear he had been saving, a gift he had wanted to give Noah from the very first day. Months later, on a sunny afternoon much like the one when it all began, Ayaan stood proudly beside his parents in a small courtroom as a judge finalized the adoption. "From this day forward," the judge said, "Noah is officially a member of your family." The courtroom erupted in applause. Ayaan looked down at the baby in his arms, now smiling, warm and safe. And deep inside, he knew he had done something truly special.